Excerpt from the Massetti Prime Gazette, translated to human units based on your location. Dear readers, firstly, the public safety column would like to issue a correction to last week's piece about precautions to take around the rainbow beetles of HFY. We erroneously printed that rainbow beetles are attracted to the color blue and repulsed by the color red. This is unfortunately incorrect. The beetles are repulsed by blue and attracted to red. We apologize for any inconvenience or health hazards that may have been caused by this error. But in the column's defense, the intern who collected the data on the beetles is a Parltrix and they are red-blue colorblind. Now, dear readers, having cleared the air of that small slight, we can move on to the topic at hand, which is, predictably and once again, humans. Specifically this message from WUOE of Demo 3 Primary School number 1471. My Fwyan says that his older brother in the army told him that humans drive their own vehicles instead of letting AIs drive, but I say sick. Well, I think that we can all agree that driving is an inherently dangerous task. So much so that more than 99.994% of all land vehicles in the greater galactic core are commanded by semi-intelligent programming or slave to a city gridmaster network. This is good because the excessive, fast-way speeds of 30 kph can result in terrible and often lethal injuries in the event of collisions. And we can hardly trust massive, fast and dangerous vehicles in the hands of individuals. After all, we biological creatures have reaction times. Humans, of course, reject these sensible ideas, seemingly as a matter of principle. After all, a human might say, what are we, if not crazier and living more dangerously than everyone else? Before they developed self-driving cars with AIs, humans drove their own vehicles. Not content to move along at reasonable speeds, humans would regularly pilot their vehicles at speeds, often in excess of 100 kph. And this continued for more than a century before they started widespread adoption of self-driving vehicles. And that was mostly motivated out of capitalist greed than any real concern for safety. But Haltel, I hear you cry. Certainly they would have had accidents, and wouldn't these collisions tear their bodies to shreds? Yes, dear reader, they certainly did have collisions, and many humans did die. But even more humans survived these crashes. Their durable bodies, combined with a hilariously misplaced attempt at safety, saved many human lives. Where we would sensibly drive slower or let computers handle the task, most humans instead insisted that their vehicles protect them better in the event of ridiculously high-speed collisions. Go figure. Nowadays, on their more developed planets and colonies, most humans do not drive themselves, instead relying on AIs that hurtle them hither and yon many times faster than even the most reckless safety standard set by us core races. On their frontier worlds, the story is different. And many humans pilot their own vehicles with great abandon through the rough terrain and undeveloped towns that they live in. And of course, there are the myriad sporting events everywhere they live that involve driving at an appreciable fraction of the speed of sound, such as F1, E1, and NASCAR. And events that aren't quite as fast relative to the incomprehensible speeds of the other events, but are significantly more dangerous, like rallying. But most worrying of all, to this humble correspondent, is their suicidal activity known as the Motorcycle Grand Prix, which is like F1 racing in every way, except that the vehicles have only 2 wheels. Seriously, dear readers, take a look on the human sports net sometime and be amazed at the pure outlandishness of it all. So, in a way, young WUOE and their friend are both correct. Most humans don't drive, but the ones that do are crazy enough for it to count for the rest of them. However, regardless of what humans are doing on their faraway worlds, I urge you all to stay safety conscious at all times while in and around vehicles, and remember that you are thankfully not humans. If you need to get to your destination quicker, please take the MagVac tram. Stay safe, dear readers. Haltel Valken, Public Health Correspondent, Massetti Prime Gazette. The author's name and the link to original text is in the description. Consider tapping the thumbs up and pressing the subscribe button if you enjoyed this video.